a giant catfish attacking a camel in the middle of the desert. Sounds like something out of a fantasy movie, right? But what if I told you this bizarre encounter actually happened, and we have the footage to prove it? Today, we're diving into a story that defies all logic, a tale of survival against impossible odds. In a vast, sun-scorched desert, a rescue team embarked on a mission unlike any other. They weren't just battling the extreme heat and treacherous terrain. They were racing against time to save a lone camel from a predator that shouldn't even exist there. Stay with us as we unravel this incredible rescue operation, piece by piece. You won't believe what they found lurking beneath the sands. Our story begins in the heart of the Rub al-Khali, also known as the Empty Quarter, one of the largest and most arid deserts in the world. Temperatures here can soar to unbearable highs, making survival a daily struggle for any living creature. For a lone camel, separated from its herd, the only hope for survival is finding a source of water. This camel, which the locals would later name Sabir, meaning patient, was drawn by the faint shimmer of a remote oasis. Dehydrated and exhausted, it cautiously approached the water's edge, desperate for a life-saving drink. But this oasis held a dark secret, a monstrous inhabitant that had grown to an unnatural size in the isolated waters. As Sabir lowered its head to drink, the water's surface erupted. A colossal catfish, a creature of nightmares, lunged from the depths. This wasn't any ordinary fish. It was a prehistoric-looking beast, its skin tough as leather, and its gaping mouth lined with rows of rasping teeth. It latched onto the camel's leg, pulling the terrified animal with immense force towards the water. The camel cried out, a sound of pure panic echoing across the silent dunes, as it struggled to break free from the monster's grip. It was a battle of land against water, a scene so surreal it seemed impossible. Fortunately, a team of desert wildlife researchers was nearby, alerted by their drone which had been monitoring the area for unusual animal activity. At first, they couldn't believe their eyes. A catfish of that size, in a desert oasis, attacking a camel. It was unheard of. Their training kicked in immediately. This was no longer a research mission. It was a rescue operation. Led by veteran ranger Khalid, the team knew they had to act fast. The camel was losing strength, and the catfish was relentlessly pulling it into the deeper parts of the oasis, where it would surely drown. The rescue team raced towards the scene in their all-terrain vehicles, kicking up clouds of sand. Their initial plan was to startle the catfish into releasing its grip. They tried revving their engines and using loud horns, but the creature was undeterred. It was a territorial alpha predator, and it wasn't letting go of its prize. Khalid realized they needed a more direct approach. They couldn't risk harming the camel, so using firearms was out of the question. They had to get close, but getting into the water with that monster was a terrifying prospect. Thinking on his feet, Khalid grabbed a heavy-duty tow rope from their vehicle. The plan was risky, but it was their only shot. Two team members created a diversion on one side of the oasis, throwing rocks and shouting to draw the catfish's attention. Meanwhile, Khalid and another ranger cautiously waded into the shallows on the opposite side. They managed to loop the rope around the camel's body, avoiding the thrashing and the powerful jaws of the catfish. Now, it was a tug-of-war, the team, the camel, and their vehicle against the sheer power of this aquatic beast. The engine roared as the vehicle pulled, the rope tightening. The camel, sensing help, found a new surge of adrenaline and dug its feet into the sandy bank. For a moment, it was a stalemate. The catfish was unbelievably strong, its massive body churning the water into a frenzy. Then, with a final desperate heave from the team and a powerful lurch from the camel, the fish's grip loosened. It finally released its hold, disappearing back into the murky depths of the oasis, leaving behind a wounded and terrified camel on the shore. The rescue team immediately tended to Sabir's injuries. The bite marks were deep, but thankfully, no major arteries were hit. They administered first aid, cleaned the wounds, and gave the exhausted animal water and electrolytes. Sabir, the patient camel, had survived its brush with a real-life monster. The existence of such a giant catfish in a small oasis raises so many questions. Was it a unique, isolated species, or a sign of stranger things hidden beneath the desert sands? Whatever the answer, this incredible rescue highlights the bravery and quick thinking of the wildlife team. It's a powerful reminder that heroes can be found in the most unexpected places, fighting to protect life in all its forms. Thanks for watching, and if you found this story as amazing as we did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more incredible tales from our wild world.